Hi everyone, my name is Taylor McCavanagh and I'm one of the doctoral interns at Georgia State University's Counseling Center, and I'm going to show you how to paint a canvas again today. So last time, a couple weeks ago, we decided to paint a canvas with a dandelion going into a dragonfly. This week we're going to paint a rainbow type of canvas with a word across it. So it's going to look a little like this. For the rainbow that we're going to do today, we're going to have the canvas side to side rather than up and down. And I'm going to mark off some areas of where I'm going to put the colors. I wanted to be more particular about this painting so you can see how I marked off the areas of where I'm going to put the colors. Since we're doing a rainbow, we're going to use this little plastic container for the paints. So we're just going to put out some red, orange, and this just helps us stay organized with how we're going to paint it. Got yellow. I'm going to go with a darker green rather than a lighter green. And then I'm going to do dark blue as well as a light blue. And purple. And even though I have the lines on the canvas, I'm going to come a little shorter around the line so I can start blending the colors in. So you'll see, but that's going to require us to erase the line as we're going along. For this canvas, I'm going to take my kind of smaller brush and first just get some water on it to make sure all the bristles are together. And then we're just gonna start painting. We're gonna remember from the start that we also want to paint the edges so that we have a entirely painted canvas at the end. So we're gonna paint every aspect, and I'm gonna leave a little space here. You can see where the line is, it's right here, leaving about a 1/4 inch in so that I can blend it easier later. So I'm just gonna do this while painting the edges, and we'll see how it all comes out. This is how the first part is coming together, which looks really nice. Like I said, I'm going to leave a space there for the blending to happen after. So first we're just gonna leave a little space in between and color each color like this. I've really found that like doing these canvases, whatever kind of picture or design I end up doing, doesn't have to take too long, but it's something that definitely gets me busy, keeps me doing something during the day, especially with classes out now and quarantine still happening. It's something to do during the day rather than, sit around watching Netflix all the time. This is something that keeps my mind still busy and really decreases my anxiety. So as we're painting, we're just going to remember to get the sides as well. The sides for blending don't matter as much, so you can see that I kind of just did the side all together, and I'll show you a little bit more here. So with this one, you can kind of just go right up to it, all the way over to where the next color is gonna be. Just make sure you get all of it. So that's the next side. So we're gonna keep doing this all the way across. So we got yellow, green, blue, lighter blue, and then purple. So let's see how it looks when it's getting painted. So this is what it looks like close up. You can see that there's still some of the pencil lines. So what I'm gonna do now is erase the pencil lines to make it look a little clearer, and then I'm gonna put another coat of each color on. And while I put the next coat on, I'm gonna blend it together a little bit so you can see how it'll look when it's more blended. I refilled the paints and I erased most of what I could do with the pencil lines. So now we're just going to do our second layer here just to get it a little darker. And you can paint the outside as well, the borders here if you'd like, if it feels like that's too light of a color. Just gives it a little bit of a darker feel. Paint this, and then I'll show you how to blend it in a little bit more. So we're going to bring the red paint closer to the orange, and you can see I'm not really doing it too neatly anymore. I'm kind of making more of a mess with the paints because it doesn't need to be as formally lined as I wanted it to in the beginning. So I have enough of the red now, and instead of dipping it in the water like I usually do, I'm just gonna get some of the orange here and bring some of the orange closer to the red. At first I'm gonna make it go kind of along the sides rather than up and down, so you can see it's blending a little bit more here. So with the red, you're gonna dip it, with the paintbrush, you're gonna dip it into the red a little bit, dip it into the orange a little bit, just try to get it to blend. And then on mine, there's a little bit too much red for my liking into the orange, so I'm just gonna paint over it with more orange. And that's why we're gonna do the second coat on all of the colors to make sure that it looks dark enough. So I'm gonna do this slow again with the yellow this time. This time I am going to get some of the color off just because yellow is a lighter color. So I washed off the paintbrush. I'm gonna dip it into the yellow now and bring some of the yellow closer to the orange. And what I'm noticing is that I'm gonna need to get a little bit more paint. Right now I'm running a little low on the orange, so before I move on to the next color, I'm going to grab some of the orange to make sure I blend it in all the way over here. So first I'm gonna finish coloring the yellow, make sure I line the yellow a little bit more. And now I'm going to put some more orange here and blend it a little bit more with the yellow. So you see, go back and forth a little bit with some of the colors. And it blends a little bit better. So it's gonna come out different for everybody's, but I kind of like how it's looking so far. You can see that the red is really defined, but the orange isn't. So that's when, if you want a darker orange, you want to clean off your paintbrush, get just orange, and go up and down with orange more in the middle, so you can maintain the blendedness on the sides. Ooh, gotta hold it a little bit. You maintain the blendedness on the sides, but you still have the color in the middle more defined. So I like how the orange and the yellow kind of mix together here, but I'm not too sure about how I like the red. So you can see what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of just moving the brush up and down on that fine line, and you can see how easily it transfers over. So I'm gonna get a little bit more red. I'm gonna clean my brush off again and do the same thing on the red and the orange side. So this is gonna just take a bit of a process to get it to the point where you're comfortable with it, where you want it to be. If you want it more to be fine lines, then that's perfectly fine. You're able to make the lines more defined for yourself. For me, I'm just trying to get it to be a little bit less structured here, even though I had it pretty structured in the beginning. That was to give an outline to show you all. So you can see here now how it's kind of making that blended shade all the way over. So we're gonna continue doing this all the way over and see what it looks like at the end. Now that the canvas is all dry and all blended together, we're going to write the word love on the canvas. That's just the word that I'm going to pick. Anybody can write whatever else they are feeling like they'd like to write. So I'm going to use the white paint for this one. So I'm just going to put a little extra than I was using on the other colors, and I'm actually going to use a different brush as well. So this is the brush that I'm going to use. So I'm going to get it just a little, dip in the water, get the bristles ready for me. And I don't necessarily want it to look super structured in the word, just kind of like that picture. I want it to look a little messy. So I'm not going to actually write out the word in pencil like I usually do. So with the O, I'm gonna make it into a heart. definitely my own little touch to it. I made it a little bit smaller on the inside because I ran out of room, but you can really just make it look however you want. So I'm gonna make the L look a little bigger. So this is how it looks. I hope you all enjoyed painting today, and hopefully this gave you a little stress relief with everything going on. Just a reminder, please stay safe and know that we are all here for you. Take care.